After a long week at work, a few of us went out to celebrate. Standing in front of the whiskey shelf, we were met with a wall of bottles, some modestly priced, others that could fund a small weekend getaway. And someone asked the question we've all secretly wondered: does the higher price really mean a better drink? That simple moment sparked our project, A Newbie's Guide to Whiskey. Does price really matter? Whiskey has always had an aura of mystery: smoky Scotch from the Highlands, smooth Irish blends, bold American bourbons. Each bottle tells a story of tradition and patience. But behind that heritage lies a modern puzzle. Why do some whiskeys cost 10 times more than others? Our approach was guided by curiosity. Could we find a measurable link between what people pay and what they rate? And if that link exists, where does it level off? The point where spending more buys you only a little extra satisfaction. To uncover those insights, we tapped into the Whisky Edition, a public API built by two whiskey lovers. It gave us data on over 400 bottles, their prices, ratings, ages, strengths, and tasting notes. After cleaning and analyzing it, we built our own value for money metric, a way to see which whiskies deliver exceptional ratings for a reasonable price.
So here is a statistical summary from the dataset. Most samples were from Scotland, Germany, USA, and Ireland. The average rating was 77.8 out of 100 at a price of 97 euros. The price of a bottle of whiskey can also go as high as 2,000 euros, with alcohol by volume also reaching as high as 70%. Whiskey can mature for about 40 years. That's interesting. This is a visualization from our statistical summary. A few ultra-premium bottles create right-skewed price distributions. A regression model was run to model the relationship between price and rating. Quality meets affordability at a price between 75 and 178 euros for a bottle of whiskey. After this threshold, you pay significantly more for only marginal gains in rating. The Pearson correlation between price and rating is 0.34, which is a weak positive correlation. Rather, alcohol by volume and rating has a moderate positive relationship with a correlation of 0.55. For the machine learning aspect of this project, we used 4 supervised learning algorithms to predict user ratings given the price of whiskey. 80% of the dataset was used to train the models and 20% to test and evaluate the performance of the models. Polynomial regression delivered the best predictive performance. It achieved the highest R-square of 0.27 and the lowest error of 43.94. exhibiting the nonlinear nature between variables.
At the value for money. To better quantify true value, a custom metric was calculated. So we used a value for money index in which the average rating was divided by the price. So what we picked up was that the top 5 whiskies by value for money were Ben Bracken Highland Peated, Ben Bracken Speyside, Buffalo Trace, Glen Moray, and Wild Turkey. What we noticed was that high-value whiskies typically sit in the 75 to 178 range euros, and several mid-tier Scotch and Japanese whiskies outperform luxury blends. Using the textual data, we created a word cloud, and these were the most common descriptions. So just touching on our key findings, what we did find was that price does not directly indicate whiskey quality. Regional preferences, aging methods, and brand prestige is what influences price at the most. ABV shows limited influence on consumer ratings. The best satisfaction to cost ratio lies in the mid-range whiskies. And just to conclude, we found that there's a weak correlation between price and quality. There's diminished returns observed in high-end whiskies. Mid-range bottles offer optimal experience. Value and taste outweigh prestige for most common consumers. In this assignment, we learned how to derive data from the API as well as clean and use machine learning techniques to derive insights. One thing I can confidently say is that I'm going to finish this bottle of whiskey and then try something new.